Is it a camera that's professional? No. Is it a camera that is going to be the best film camera on the market? No, you can get great film cameras. A lot of them are actually Pentax, like the K1000, still used secondhand, and you don't get them new anymore. And do I see the Pentax 17 as a good product, and ultimately, would I get it myself? And coming to the end of me filming this, I only got reminded of one thing. You're gonna laugh. It's Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. But we'll get into that. Now, this is a camera that many people have been talking about for a little time. Pentax, of course, have promised it, and have they delivered? Today we're going to be trying out the Pentax 17. Anyway, let's get into it. Ooh. Cool, hipster. You know, is it going to be good? I don't know. Now, Pentax haven't actually produced a digital camera in a little while, and they haven't really embraced mirrorless either. However, they have released this, and I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit excited for it. It's a camera that is simple and easy to use, clearly defined at a certain market. It's not for your people that want to be shooting manual film photography, it's for the people that want something simpler, something akin to how the Fujifilm X100 has kind of taken over the market recently. People that want to take film-like photos with an excellent camera. However, it does come with a few little caveats, and well, let's explain them. And here it is. I've just got this on a little Peak Design clip here, if you just go on by my side, and this is the Pentax 17. Of course, you've got what you would expect on a film camera in general. However, you do not have your manual settings. You've of course got your meter mode, your ASA mode there, and then your program auto bokeh mode, which allows you to go for the lowest depth of field. So this is your aperture priority. And it's just the Fujifilm Instax cameras. You do actually have your focus kind of like distance here. So you've got your macro, your food, portrait, couple, group, then landscape photos. This camera, of course, shoots half frame, just half of a normal full frame shot. Another camera that used this method in the past is, of course, the Olympus Pen F, and managed to actually get a shot with it next to it. There you go. It's also considerably lighter compared to the Pen F, as well as being made out of magnesium, so you know it's going to be tough. It does feel very light though. It's kind of perfect for putting up on like social media. This is what this camera is really designed for. It's people that are interested in film, that don't necessarily want to do any of the more complex things that is of course attached to it. The camera is nice and light and simple, and I think how I'm using it today is kind of the best way to really use it. Just nice, simple, fun little camera. Perfect for doing like street photography, little setups, walking around, just enjoying film as it is. A few things to mention here is because it's half frame, instead of your usual 36 shots you get out of a roll of film, you actually get 72, which in some cases I can see being a bonus, because when it comes to film photography, you really spend a lot to get some back, but with this you get just a little bit more. Yes, you're shooting half of the frame, it gives you some options there. The other side of it is when it comes to the photos you post, a lot of it's going to be viewed in portrait anyway, so it kind of works out. The only thing that I would say is when it comes to getting used to it is that when you want to shoot landscape, you're actually shooting like that. And then when you're shooting portrait, you're actually shooting like that, which is a little bit different. The thing that you really have to get used to is the focus settings on the top. Again, it's set out a little bit like an Instax, where you've just got a bunch of different settings for different situations you're going to be in. But still works relatively quite nicely, and when it comes to your bright days, especially when I'm shooting stuff like a 400 speed today, you are going to be expecting quite a tight aperture there. So in general, I think it's going to work quite nicely. Anyway. The Pentax 17, it's hard to really place it because I wouldn't necessarily say it's going to be your main film camera, but it could be a camera that you really start off with when it comes to film. It simplifies the process, so you have only got your auto modes there. However, you can still be a little bit creative with it. It's not crazy, it's not complicated, it's just simple and easy to use. The only thing that I would comment here is I don't necessarily believe $499 is the actual perfect price point for this camera. I think around about a $299 would actually get people buying it quite a bit. It's nice and simple and it's a great beginner camera into film photography. However, that's not me saying I don't see the quality in it, and I don't see the fact that people will be interested in buying it. I just don't know if that $499 price point is the correct price point into film photography. Don't know. For that, I want your thoughts. Put them in down below. I'm really interested to see people's kind of opinions in this particular subject. Let's continue. So these are going to be my kind of conclusive thoughts from shooting and not seeing the photos. What I've noticed is there are two factors here, okay? I've been shooting film, which I'm usually very cautious as to kind of what photos I get, all right? And then two, it's not a digital camera, so am I going to be as kind of like making sure that the photos are going to be coming out properly with every frame that I take? Am I going to be nervous about shots? So what I found today is the experience that I've had with it has overall been pretty fantastic. I've really enjoyed shooting with it. It's nice and light. It goes kind of like here quite well. So it's something that I can see myself taking photos for the joy of photography with. I think it's a camera for people that enjoy film photography but don't want the stress of, you know, working out manual settings, you know, all the complexities of like having an actual, like, run-of-the-mill film camera, right? It gives you more in terms of that half frame, so 72 shots rather than 36. And what I found is I actually ended up shooting more because I knew I had more shots. Would it be nice to have a full frame? Would it be nice to have a full 35mm shot? Yes, it would, but is it something that's really needed? I don't think so. I'm gonna check out the photos now, and I tell you what, let's get them developed and have a look at them, shall we? So you're probably asking what my final thoughts on the Pentax 17 is. I don't know if many of you have watched this movie, but there's a movie called Puss in Boots, and it's a sequel to a spin-off, and when I first saw this coming out, I thought it was going to be absolutely terrible and it had no right to be good. And I very much have the same opinion of this camera as I did with that movie. When I heard that I was going to actually have a go with it, I was excited because it was film, but I wasn't really expecting it to be anything special, anything that I'd see myself actually getting. I do believe that this camera will be better priced at around about $299. However, I do still think for some people the £500 price mark might be absolutely fine. The camera has brilliant image quality out of it, and I was actually very surprised at the photos in which I got. The other side of it is how much fun I actually had shooting with it. It's rare these days that you actually find a camera which is just fun to shoot with, and I could see myself using quite a bit. And it actually fixes one of my biggest gripes that I actually have with film photography, and that's actually only having 36 exposures. So you're always worried about kind of if this is going to be the image that you want to be captured at that point. But with this one, because you got 72, it gives you a little bit more leeway, and I found myself shooting more photos because of that. The other side of it is the half frame kind of like format of it. Is it still good? I think in this video I've shown the sharpness and the quality you can really get out of it, both with close-up images but also with far images. It takes a little while to get used to, yes, because it's of course shooting portrait naturally, and then you have to rotate it to shoot landscape. But I like it. I can't help but like it, and it has no right to be as good as it actually is. I don't know. What do you think? Make sure you comment in down below. If you like this video, make sure you like, follow and subscribe if you want to see more. Also, I'm at Wales and West at the moment. It was a great chance to see all of the new and impressive camera gear coming out on the market at the moment. I got to talk to so many lovely people, and if you want to see the main video for it, click up here. If it's not out yet, then well, that's another story in and of itself. Anyway, have a good day.